everybody, this is Christy Kreider, and I am going to take some time and just kind of recap what I've been doing during this quarantine, because I have had the privilege actually of being home. My kids are home from school, but I know a lot of you are working on the front lines, and first of all, thank you to all of you who are working full-time and are essential workers, and the nurses and teachers who have to teach from home and all of that. I am able to just work this business, although it's been tough and financially tough for me. I have used this time to spend hours and hours doing a lot of network marketing, podcasts, listening to audiobooks, and also spending a lot of time on Rob Sperry's his main page, because he made available for the next 30 days, he made available different network marketers to come online each day for anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes long, and what we should be doing during this quarantine time and how we can maximize this time to really grow our businesses and definitely set it up so that when this time is over, that we're in a really good position to take the bull by the horns and get moving. And so what I thought I would do is just basically I took a lot of notes from each of the ones that I listened to, and just kind of highlight and bullet point for you, because I know people don't have the time. I've just had it on and had notebooks with me around the house while I was cleaning, while I was working, while I've been getting ready, doing anything, and I've just been taking notes and notes and notes. So I'm going to just kind of highlight different things for you, let you know the different speakers. And if you have a chance to go on Rob's page, he actually friended me, and several of the other guests have also friended me and even messaged me, which has been really great. And so I feel like I'm getting in on a lot of the training and network marketing connections, which has been awesome, and can just share this with you, kind of summarize it, and then when you have a chance down the road, if you want to go and listen to some of them on your own, that would be great. But I know everybody doesn't have that, that much time. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it and just give you some recaps. I'm going to recap really quick, although Christy did it the other day. Some of you might not have been able to listen to everything, and I'm going to put my glasses on too, just for part of this, just because some of it's typed out and it's small. But when we were on a call with Rob Perry, we were able to get some good notes about what we should be doing during this time. The first couple of weeks were kind of hard to know what to do, and a lot of people were feeling like, I don't want to be salesy, I don't want to be up in people's face during this time, because a lot of people weren't sure how long this quarantine was going to be going on, and if they should be calling people, and if people would think it was tacky, or how this was going to play out. But now that we're in week 5, and this could potentially go on, indefinitely and definitely through the month of May out here in California, we need to be taking advantage of this time and setting ourselves up. So just to recap on Rob's points real quick, and so hopefully you have a pen and paper available, and you can just jot this stuff down. I'm going to go quickly through his thing, since we've talked about this before, but in case you didn't get a chance to listen to Christy's recap. But he said to say whatever you're thinking. So on these live posts and these lives that you're saying, without being offensive, say what you're thinking, because really you don't have anything to lose right now. You need to say things that are going to set you apart. And Julie Stoll-Kelly, she's also talked about this. Be yourself, be you. Who cares if not everybody likes you? It doesn't matter. You want a following, and you want people to follow you that are going to like you. I mean, and we're not going to have everybody like us, and that's okay. I mean, you're not going to be for everybody, and you can't make everybody happy. Obviously, you don't want to be offensive, and you don't want to be political and all that stuff. As a network marketer on your page, you want to keep things professional and as far as language and all that kind of thing. But you also want to be authentically yourself, and you don't want it to be a phony or try to emulate someone else's personality. You want to be yourself. You want to be who you really are, and not try to not look at somebody else's page and say, oh, well, they have all these followers, I should try to be like them, and then I'll have all those followers. People can see right through that. So just be yourself and do you. And another thing that he has always said is do your best and F the rest. And what he means by that is forget the rest. Move on. People are going to judge you regardless of what you do. There's always going to be critics out there. There's always going to be somebody that makes some sort of comment or snarky remark, and you cannot be in this to get approval. You are always going to have a bunch of people saying great things, and then you'll have that one negative comment, and if you let that derail you, or you let that be the thing that gets you off track, and you're doing this for popularity or for one person's approval, then you're in the wrong game. You're not doing what you should be doing. You need to be. Another thing Julie had said is when she does her live, she doesn't even keep the comments on, and I kind of like that. I mean, it depends on how interactive you want to be with your audience when you're doing your live, or what kind of live you're doing. But she doesn't even keep the comments on because she doesn't want to be distracted. And I actually agree with that to some extent as well, depending on what kind of live you're doing, because I think it's kind of distracting when someone comes on and they're waiting for everybody to get on there, which they say don't do that. And then they're saying hi, hi, hi as everybody comes on there throughout. And they never get their point across because they're too busy saying hi to everybody that's jumping on. And don't forget, a lot of people are watching a replay, or they're watching it much later on. They could even be watching it like a year or two later, especially if it's a training type of video. So you want to not be watching comments the whole time, which can really distract you, and they can get you off your focus and all of that. Another thing that he had said is it doesn't take money to make money, and a lot of us believe that it does, and I guess in some industries it does. You have to have some money in order to make investments in that. But really, in our industry, it doesn't take money to make money. This is very small investment, and you can make your money back immediately. What he said is it takes creativity to make money. We need to set ourselves apart. We need to be different. You need to stand out. You need to be that person that they're going to remember. So right now, let's say if you brought somebody new on board, they would have the time to get trained and to really do all the back office stuff, and to learn this business and be totally prepared and ready to go, so that when we're out of this quarantine and people are really out there buying and which some of them still are, but I mean, I know it's not as busy as it normally would be because people aren't out and about, and so they're probably not all buying lashes right now. But when they feel like they're going to be getting back out there again, they're going to want to get all dolled up and be ready to go. And it's a good time to be recruiting people, because then they'll be ready and prepared and all trained, and they can just jump right in and hit the streets running, and they'll know everything they need to know. And so they're going to already have been doing their posts. People are already going to know that this is what they're doing. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be out of work, and they may not get their jobs back. There are also going to be a lot of people that are going to be afraid that this could happen again, or something like this will happen again, and they're going to want to have multiple streams of income coming in, especially if they don't have a kind of a job maybe that has a 401k or stocks, or some other avenues that they can tap into in case of a recession. And it's always recommended to have multiple streams of income. They said by 2022 there's going to be 85% of people are going to have that, and I would say even sooner than that now that this has happened, because people aren't going to want to have to be freaking out like this anymore. So this is a really great time to get into network marketing, because not only are people going to be losing their jobs, they are going to have more free time right now to look into other things. And it's not, this company especially is not a big investment. It's not a big investment. Plus they get so much in their initial kit when they get started that practically pays for itself, and they only need to make a couple of sales to get their money back. So, I mean, a lot of us have been involved in other MLMs, and it takes months to recoup your investment. So this is not about money. This is about providing value and showing them the opportunity that's ahead for them, and providing them a solution and showing them that this is the right time. And then another thing he said, and you guys have heard this, is that more millionaires have come out of recession times than any other time. Back in the 1930s with the Great Depression, and then back in 2008 and 9, there was more millionaires that came out of those times than any other time. And this is a really unique time because it's so unknown about what's going to happen that people are going to jump into stuff because they are so uncertain about the economy in general. They're going to want to make sure that they have some backup plans in place. And the beauty industry is always been in the top 3 industries, even during recessions. Beauty has always stayed up there. So it's not like one of those industries where when you have a recession that it's like people stop buying. I've been in other industries where they completely go by the wayside, like housekeeper type of things. Those things sometimes are the first to go. But women, you know, they still want to get their hair done, their makeup done. They pretty much hold to those things even in a recession time. Let me just finish up here with the Rob Perry stuff, and then we'll get on to the next person whose podcast that I listened to. So the other thing that Rob Perry talked a lot about was, I really like this, was about there's different types of people in network marketing. There is the victim, and they are always the one that focus on the past. They have blame or why it didn't work for them, and why they don't like network marketing, and you know, this and that and all these excuses. And then there's the survivors, which is what most people fall into, and they would be the people that they stuck it out even through the hard times. They're still there, they're still holding on. They maybe had some success, they've done pretty well, they love the company, but maybe they get stuck and they don't really ever make it to the goals that they want to. And most people are stuck in those positions, and they stick it out, like I said, but they kind of get in their own way, and they keep from moving forward. They keep their schedules even during the crisis and chaos, but they just don't ever take that next step. So the place that we want to get to, and the place where you have the really top 1% in network marketing, are the conquerors. And these are the people that are just sick and tired of being stuck. They don't want to be just an average Joe Blow. They want more. They focus on the present because that's what they can control, and they learn and borrow from the past, and they just keep moving forward. And they keep their schedules, especially during a time like this. And that was the one thing that I had talked about a few weeks ago, is that during this quarantine time, you should be utilizing this time to get all of your stuff in order. All of your back office, you should have gone through all of your training. You should be recruiting people and getting them trained during this time so that they're ready to go and they're ready to bring on people onto their team. This is such a great time to have all your ducks in a row. There isn't any product of Tori Belle that you shouldn't know about. If there's any tutorials that you've missed, if there's anything that you don't know about Tori Belle that you've wanted to learn, there's so much time to be doing that. Instead of watching Netflix or watching other things, you can totally learn everything there is about this company. There's such great training and things available to you. If you really want to make this work for you, this is the time to get on board and take advantage of that extra time. You should be going live. You should be going live every single day. This live challenge that we've all been doing, there's about 56 of us that are doing it. on our team. And I wish everybody was doing it. You should be doing it, because going live every day keeps you in front of your audience, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes a day. I can't believe how many more people watch every single day. My numbers are just going up and up every day of just people that tune in now. And so I'm not talking about Tori Belle every day. I probably, out of the lives that I do, because they give us 3 different topics to talk about every day, I probably talk about Tori Belle every 3rd day. I mean, and I actually talk about it every day because I put it in there, and I always post every day. And people know I sell Tori Belle. I don't have to shove it down their throat. They know I sell Tori Belle. When they're ready to join, they're going to call me because they know I am the person that does this. They're familiar with me. And I'm adding 10 to 20 people every single day to my network. I always am doing that all the time. I don't expect any of my team members to do anything that I'm not doing. Because if we're going to be leaders, which all of us are leaders, we need to be setting that bar, and we need to be doing everything that we're expecting our team to be doing. We should be doing in our own personal business. That was another thing that everybody was saying. All of the speakers were saying, don't expect anybody on your team to do something that you're not doing every single day. We have to work our own businesses, and we can't be micromanaging everyone else if we're not making those 50 phone calls every day, if we're not putting in that time into our own personal business. So that's something that I really take to heart, and I'm really dedicating this next month at home for quarantine to working my own personal business. I've been putting a lot of time the first month into personal growth and listening to all these podcasts and really kind of figuring out when was the right time to really start reaching out to everybody and what I should be doing, and then sharing this training with you guys, going live, adding a lot of new people to my my Facebook and my Instagram accounts, and I've been doing all of that. So the next 30 days are going to be dedicated to reaching out to at least 50 people a day. Oops. I've been doing at least 10 every day, but I'm talking about new people where I leave voicemail messages every day. I'm going to tell you a couple of other things that they recommended. I'm going to go to this other gal first, and then I'll come back to Matt. So this gal that I listened to, she was really good. Her name was Natasha Robertson. And I'm trying to make sure I have the lighting, because this one light is kind of bright over here. So her name was Natasha Robertson, and she said that we're actually overconnected, yet we are disconnected, that we feel alone, you know, in this society. A lot of times we're so overconnected that we feel alone. And so she said that we need to get personal, be human. We don't need to be sales pitching everything or telling people to check out our stuff, but we need to get back into our phones. And this was really interesting to me. So I'm a big person that leaves voicemail messages on Facebook Messenger. And a lot of people do that too, and it works really well. And she recommended doing that as well. But what she suggested doing what she suggested doing first was to go through your contact list on your phone. So she said to go through your phone list, and I probably have, I think I looked the other day, I probably have close to 500 people on my phone contact list. And she said start with the A's and go through and text message every single person in your A's. And if you have, she said, you'll be like, who are these people? Because if you think about it, there's a lot of times, you know, maybe back when your kids were in softball or back when you were a room mom or something like that, you have people's phone numbers in there, and some of them you haven't talked to for a long time. And during this quarantine, you can just randomly text them and just say, hey, I was going through my contacts and I was just checking in with people through this quarantine, and just you popped up and I wanted to see how you're doing and how's your family doing through this quarantine, and just wanted to check in on you. And she said, make them personal, don't cut and paste them, make it something about how you know them. And just start with your A's and then go through your B's. And she's like, if you don't even know who that person is, just delete them from your phone. Like, if you can't even think of who they are, And I periodically have gone through my phone book anyway, so mine's pretty up to date. Like I know everybody in my phone at least. Um, and she says that you'll be surprised, you'll really start some conversations with some people. And then after that, she said, you know, don't make it about business or anything. Just start the connection. And then after you've gone through your entire phone, then start doing it with your Facebook. That's going to take me forever. I do several a day on my Facebook. But do it with your, start with your A's, because I have like 4,000 people on my Facebook. But I leave a lot of people I don't know on there because I allow different people to connect with me. But in some fashion, either a text message or a voicemail message, just connecting with them, checking in with them, how they are through this quarantine. Or if you don't know them, just asking some sort of question to connect you. Because if you're friends on Facebook, you should be able to know how you guys know each other in some aspect, or at least try to connect and say, I'm not sure how we know each other, but just wanted to connect through this time and whatnot. So that in itself, if you're doing 50 to 100 of those a day and you have a power hour and you just knock that out, that will really, really up and boost. And then they'll also see your Facebook lives because you've been connecting with them. And, you know, I've been doing lives every day now for, I don't know, the last month or whatever. And then you can start those conversations. And then I also have my own group, which a lot of you have as well, the Facebook, like I have my own Lash Bash group and all of that. And then you can ask them if they want to be added to that. Lots of different ways you can work with that. So that's what she suggested doing. So I'm going to start with I'm starting with my contacts tomorrow, actually, in my phone. Let's see. She says, take action. Do not overthink it. Don't sit there and think about single thing you're going to say to every single person, because then you get frozen and you get, they call it like paralyzed, and what do they call it? Analysis paralysis or whatever. So just get going, get moving on it, do it. Do it without an agenda. Oh, I know. She says, don't overthink it. She said, if it feels icky, don't send it. If it feels good, send it. Plain and simple. Let's see. What else? Bring value and bring solutions. And then just be a good human. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, don't be like out for yourself, which I don't think any of us are. I think we have such a great team and it's just such a great company. But you know those salesy people that are kind of like, ugh, it's just like that ick factor we talk about. But just be a good human and just be a light in the midst of the darkness that's going on right now. And I think that's what we're trying to do even with our lives. I love all the subjects that both Angies have put on there for us to be able to talk about during our lives, because we get to be real and transparent and interact with our audiences. And it's not just about Tori Belle, but we can also talk about that and bring it in. But we can be real, talk about what's going on, our feelings, and they're getting to know us as people. And this is setting up the scenario for them to just, people buy from who they like and who they relate to and who they trust. And that's what this is setting us up to be for these people, and getting to know us through our lives. Lives are where it's at. I'm just being honest. I know people don't like to do lives. I'm telling you, it gets easier and easier. I promise you, it gets easier. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it. And you would think that I was always comfortable with it, but I'm not. It's getting easier and easier the more I do it. And I can see how much easier it is for a lot of these girls that are doing it consistently every day. It's just like it ends up like you're talking to your friend. It's really different. It gives you a different vibe. And it gives you more confidence that you can do this. And then once you conquer that, it gives you more confidence in other areas of your life, and you just feel like, okay, that was something I was really afraid to do, and if I can do that, then I can do other things that are hard. And you know, I mean, because this is really, this is a really hard thing for a lot of people. I know that it is. And so I've seen a lot of these people in this live group that I never thought would be doing this every day, and they're killing it. So, you know, give it a try. Definitely give it a try if you're not doing it. You can join at any time and do it. And I think we'll probably be doing this in the month of May too, because we're probably going to be at home still. Let's see. So that was that gal. Then I want to go back to this other guy. I thought he was really good too. His name is Matt Riddell. And he's actually in Australia. He was a really nice guy. He friended me, and then he actually left me a voicemail message too, which I thought was really nice. He said, so like if you're a leader, my stupid phone just keeps, it's this ring light thing, but it's kind of dropping, so I apologize for that if it keeps dropping down. It's just not, it's not that stable. He said, give people on your team things to do. So again, like what she was saying, you know, call the 50 people a day, leave messages. That doesn't take long, just to, you know, leave a voicemail saying, hi, this is Christy. I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing during this quarantine time. I haven't talked to you for a while. Or at least like with everybody that's ever purchased from you, just say, hey, I'm just checking in with you during this quarantine time, checking in with all my clients and just seeing if you need anything, seeing how your family's doing. You know, I know this is a rough time on everybody. I am in the area. If you need any product at all, I can swing by. You just let me know, whatever you need. I just wanted to check in with you. That kind of stuff. It only takes 30 seconds to leave a message for people. Or let them know Mother's Day is coming up. If you need anything, you let me know. Or just checking in with them if it's been a while too. Idle minds are the devil's workshop. So you don't want to be idle. You want to be doing your business every day. Just like Christy always says, if you are not posting every day, your business is closed. Just like restaurants and stuff are closed right now. If you are not posting, your business is closed. So you're not working your business every day, you're closed. So we need to let people know we're here for them and that we are not closed and we're available and we are still signing people up. And this is a business that they should be thinking of you and knowing that you're the person to call for any needs that they have to do with this. Let's see. The other thing. Okay, also, just remembering that this too shall pass. This is not going to last forever. This is a season, and that we need to have that can-do attitude that we can get through this. It could always be worse. It could always be, you know, think about other people's situations. So just remember, it could always be worse, and that great things will come from this. This is going to create opportunities that we didn't have before. We just have to remember that we're basically planting seeds right now. So we may not see everything right now, but we're planting the seeds. And if you stick it out and you don't get frustrated and you don't give up and you show up every day. I was just talking about on my live earlier today, I haven't felt like showing up every day. I have literally gotten myself up every day, exercised, gone out, taken a shower, put my makeup and hair, did my hair every day, and gotten ready every single day of this quarantine, and I do not feel like it. It is not easy for me to do. I do not feel like it. Some days I'm pissed, some days I don't feel like it, but I am doing it because how can I expect my team to do it? How can I expect my kids to, you know, have a good attitude, be positive? My kids have not gone anywhere. They have boyfriend or girlfriend and they don't see them. They are totally following the rules. They have had great attitudes. They're doing their schoolwork. how can I expect them to do anything if I don't do it? So I have to set the tone in my house, and I need to show up every day. And even though there's days I cry in my shower, that's okay. We can feel that way. That's normal. But we still need to show up, and we still need to, do the work. And this is going to get better. It's not going to stay like this forever. And God reminds me, okay, just keep doing it. Hal Elrod, he has a book, and then I keep hearing all these leaders say the same thing. Have unwavering faith and put forth extraordinary effort every single day, regardless of the outcome. And if you do that, you will reap the benefits down the road. You just cannot give up. You have to show up every day for yourself. And you have to set the example for your team. Or if it's just you, set the example for yourself. Another thing Rob Sperry always says is recruit yourself. Be there for yourself. Set the example for yourself. Set the example for your kids. Set the example for your team. Okay? And don't get emotional about the danger. Get emotional about the future and about the opportunity that's ahead of you. Because there is going to be some amazing things that are going to come out of this. And we just have to believe that, and we have to hold on to that. The last thing I'm going to just end with, is a few things from Brian Fryer. I am not a huge fan of his. I like him, but he's a big salesy guy. But he had some good things to say. He always does. But he had a couple of good quotes. He said, double down on your skill sets right now. So whatever you want to get really good at, like lives and stuff right now, take the time and do them extra. Take extra time and work on them. And so that's why I think this live challenge, everybody should be all in on it. And we should become experts at doing lives, and we should become comfortable, and we should be rooting each other on and supporting each other. And I think that's what we're doing in this live challenge. And I hope everybody's going to get on board on the next one if you're not in it right now. And you still can get in on it. You don't need to wait. And then, let's see. Don't go into hiding during this time. Now is the time to serve, lead, give encouragement, love, support, give appreciation, send notes, lead by example. Even if everybody else thinks you're crazy, you need to step up and do more in every area. When all this settles, you are setting the stage for something amazing. And I just love that. It really is true. People are going to remember, you might not think this, but people are going to remember what people did during COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. I mean, were you that person that nobody even saw or heard, that hid in the corner or was super negative or was like completely anti everything? And I'm not saying that there's not stuff out there or we shouldn't be upset about things. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, what was your attitude during this whole time? Were you helpful to people? Were you positive?